What is going on, everybody? It's the France, and we are back again. It is Tuesday, December 19th, 2017. This is your official Smackdown live review. Tonight's show was the fallout for Clash of Champions. We had questions about what was going to happen between Shane and Daniel Bryan after the news yesterday of what I think is going to be the worst match of the year, the Women's Royal Rumble. We get some more insight on that. And we also had what looks to me like we have a possible quitting the WWE on live TV by a certain champion who won his title at Clash of Champions. And we had a rinse and repeat main event from Tribute to the Troops in Jinder Mahal and Zayn and Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton. All that and a little bit more on this episode of SmackDown, which was the next to last episode of SmackDown for the year, and it was downright terrible. The only major talking point is what happened during what was supposed to be Dolph Ziggler's U.S. Championship celebration. We will get to that later in the show, but the first thing that happened on the night was we started the show off with Daniel Bryan coming out talking about what happened, and him and Shane McMahon talking about what happened at Clash of Champions. Daniel, of course, said that it's big It first said it was a big deal about the Royal Rumble having a women's match, which, again, I do not agree with. I think it's going to be a travesty and is going to destroy a good bit of the credibility of the Royal Rumble, which has been losing its credibility over time because of how bad it has been. But here's Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon.
A pay-per-view that just recently happened. Matter of fact, let's go back just to this past Sunday, Clash of Champions. You know, you were there with me, and I saw Randy Orton's shoulders down on the ground. As I went up for 3, the only thing that went through my head is what Kevin Owens did to my dad when he brutally beat him in the ring. When Sami Zayn took away from me, and he saved Kevin Owens from his fate when I jumped off the top of the Hell in the Cell.
That was not jumping, that was falling with style. To jump off, you gotta leap, not just take a step forward and just fall. Two totally different things, Shane. Two totally different things.
And the third thing that was going through my head was that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, how they screwed Team Blue at Survivor Series. All those emotions went through there, and my emotions got the better of me, and my hand did not come down on the 3 count, it stayed up on 2. And then Sami Zayn rolled up Randy Orton, and then
they left out of this video conveniently that he came in and went, and how Randy Orton had this beautiful looking RKO, and that he was happy as can be because he was going down for the pinfall, and he's gonna count 1, 2, 3, and he got the 2, and then he said Daniel Bryan tripped, fell on him, and broke up the count, which I don't know why he didn't just, instead of arguing with Daniel Bryan, get back down and just hit the mat again for 3 because Sami Zayn and Randy Orton hadn't moved yet. So I don't and then it was like that was an accident, but of course Shane McMahon, as he acknowledged, did not know at the time, so his emotions got ahead of him for what happened, and then he was explaining how he got the 2 because Sami Zayn had Randy Orton rolled up, and that he did not count the 3 because he has pretty much admitting he has a personal vendetta against Owens and Zayn.
you dove into position, and you counted quickly, mind you, 1, 2, 3. So Daniel, I've explained what was going through my head. What was going through yours?
I did what I did to protect you from yourself.
Daniel, with all due respect, I don't need protection from you.
With all due respect, yes you do. You may not like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. You may not like the way that they conduct themselves, but you threatened their livelihood, and not only that, you threatened to take away their opportunity that we promised to everyone.
And although the situation is completely different, I can understand how you personally have empathy for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I just want to let you know, be very careful, because as soon as those 2 guys are done playing on your empathetic heartstrings, they're going to stab you in the back. And from a business standpoint, hear me out. It is imperative, and I caution you, not to show favoritism towards them, because that will come around and once again bite you right in the rear.
From a business standpoint, everybody. From a business standpoint, are you saying I should have done what was best for business? Because I've heard those words before, and not only have I heard those words, I've struggled, I've fought against those words. You see, I believe in you, Shane. I believe in Smackdown Live, and I believe in our shared vision. If you have a completely different vision, that's your prerogative. And if you want to fire somebody, fire me.
Big gas from the crowd, and a nice big no chant starts rocking out.
Because I don't want to see Shane O'Mac turn in to Mr. McMahon.
They cut it out, but he says that to Shane McMahon, and Shane McMahon just sits there looking perplexed and thinking over what he's going to say to Daniel Bryan before he actually says what he's going to say. So you know his emotions don't get the better of him.
I respect you implicitly. I trust you. Good luck with the show tonight.
And that will be the last you see of Shane McMahon for tonight. He just walks off and leaves. First match tonight was Usos versus Gable and Benjamin on title match. What we should have saw with the title match that they had a couple weeks ago, where one of the Usos, I think it was Jay, got clipped from behind by Chad Gable. I think this match should have been how that match went with the conclusion. The Minnesota Wrestling Crew, as I like to call them, because that's a great name. I think that plays off of the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. I think there was a team known like that back in the day. Gable and Benjamin end up winning this thing. Match ends with a roll-up by Chad. Jay with a reversal into a super kick. Dive by Jay after pretty much he hit him with the super kick. Goes up for his Samoan splash. Shelton Benjamin comes up to throw him off like he did on Night of Champions, Clash of Champions. I get those two mixed up, whatever. And he gets taken out. Gable gets his knees up as Jay is coming down for the splash for a roll up into a German suplex into the double team finisher, which I don't know what they actually call their double team finisher for the 3 count. The winners of the match were Gable and Benjamin. Are these two going to get a proper tag team match? Because they never got a fair shake at the tag team titles in a normal tag team match. They had their tag team title shot pretty much just get taken away from them because of the supposed injury that could have happened to Jay. I think it was Jay a couple months ago. So I'm hoping that they give these guys a one-on-one shot, which they should have had a while ago. Then we had Charlotte Flair come out, and they just sent her out pretty much to feed the agenda of this Women's Royal Rumble match, in which I don't see anything good coming out of this Royal Rumble match. Here's Charlotte Flair.
This past Sunday at Clash of Champions, I retained my SmackDown Women's Championship in a lumberjack match.
A very, very bad lumberjack match, which all lumberjack matches are bad anyway, but this one was just horrendous.
Against Natalya. And if you know me, nothing makes me happier than having the honor to carry this title on my shoulder.
And just to stop you there, can we please get heel Charlotte back? Because this babyface run of hers is just god-awful. It is so bad. She is not believable as a babyface. I've never liked babyface Charlotte. Her heel persona is the best Charlotte Flair you're going to get. And with her having the Flair name on her now, the heel version of Charlotte is what we need.
Except last night on Monday Night Raw, Stephanie McMahon announced this January there will be the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match.
I'm so excited. I get to see the Rumble match because I'm not going to be in it. That's right then and there. It's just like, Charlotte just sounds so fake right now. She sounds like what Hulk Hogan did back in the 80s. Just sitting there and just feeding you what they want you to hear from a babyface that does not do a good babyface.
Both the women from Raw, the women from Smackdown will have the privilege to compete in this unprecedented event.
This is just cringe right here, just the way she's talking.
There's nothing that we can't do.
Put on a good battle royal, make this more memorable because this match is going to be memorable for all the wrong reasons. This match is going to send the Royal Rumble back to the Dark Ages. This match is going to ruin any specialness that the Royal Rumble has because it's always had the tagline, there's only once a year, and now there's going to be two. You already made the Hell in a Cell match feel not as special. You already made the Money in the Bank ladder match take a little bit of specialness off of that, but it's a little bit newer, so it's not as bad. Same thing with the Elimination Chamber when there's more than one. Same thing like with the way they did TLC. What is special for this company anymore? Hell, they gave the WWE Championship to a loser and a failure for 6 months, and that's just barely got anything. AJ Styles has to work his butt off between now and WrestleMania and beyond to make that title feel special again, because at this time it does not. Nothing in this company is sacred anymore. This match is going to be awful. Yes, Charlotte can wrestle. Yes, Sasha Banks, Asuka, Bayley can all wrestle when they get a chance to. Nia Jax is a little iffy. When she gets a chance, she's fine. Alexa Bliss is fine. Naomi, nothing wrong with her. Natty is just like needs to go. She's old news. But other than that, you don't have anybody else in this match worth watching. This match is going to be awful.
But you want to know who helped us? It was all of you guys. Yeah. You took to your social.
Just the way she says social just sounds so awful.
You chanted in the arenas. You showed passion for what we do, and it's made a difference, and management listened. So congratulations to all of you, and congratulations to all the women in the Smackdown division. And whoever wins that Royal Rumble match, I will be waiting to defend my championship at WrestleMania.
Okay, that last portion right there is the best part of that entire promo, because that's the Charlotte I want to hear. Not this, oh, I'm happy for the Royal Rumble, I can't wait to see this. That part where she just got that like vindictive sound in her voice was the Charlotte flair I always want to hear, not the one for the remainder of that promo before then. Man, what's with this women's division? It is just awful.
Congrats on your title defense, champ.
Then Naomi comes out because she can.
Thanks, Glow.
But that's not the only reason I'm out here. I'm also out here to be the first woman on the SmackDown roster to declare that I will be entering the Women's Royal Rumble match.
There is only, minus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, there were only 19 women on the main roster. There's supposed to be 20. The other one's supposed to be rumored to be Ronda Rousey. Don't know, don't care. Why do you have to declare yourself? Every woman who's on the main roster is going to be in this match. That is just, it just makes Naomi sound so dumb. Oh, I'm coming out to declare myself the first person in this match. There's only 19 women on the main roster. You don't have to sit there and be like, I declare myself a participant. Come on, Naomi. Come on. Seriously?
Naomi just made history.
And Queen, I'll see you at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania it is.
And they took it out, but they did have the Riot Squad came out and declared themselves. They pretty much just came out, and the next thing you know, Naomi challenges them to a match. Charlotte and Naomi versus 2 members of the Riot Squad, and during that time, Naomi decides to call the Riot Squad chicken heads, and everybody in Newark, New Jersey, decided to be sheep and just feed into her ego and just start chanting chicken heads. I just don't. It was Sarah Logan and Ruby Riott versus Charlotte and Naomi. Don't really care. Rear view by Naomi to Logan for the win. Who cares? Don't really care. Then we had the New Day in the back, dressed for the holidays. You had Kofi as a gingerbread man. You had Biggie as an elf, and you had Xavier Woods as a
sharing love, and most importantly,
reindeer.
giving presents.
Go ahead. And for you last-minute shoppers out there, we got some sweet stocking stuffers for you, baby. Tell them, Big L.
A big old platter of some fresh Flappy Jacks.
And someone please tell me what's with the flapjacks. It's got to be a rib in the back.
That's for you. That's for you. Yes.
I love a good pancake of positivity, but I was actually talking about our new holiday shirt.
Yeah, who wants one? Yes.
Then you had Rusev and Aiden English show up. Rusev is Santa, which for his match later tonight, they kept calling him Rusev Claus. Shoot me, please, now. And Aiden English was Frosty the Snowman.
Take their nose off. Nobody likes noses. Listen, nobody wants your hideous shirts. Rusev Claus is here to give to these people what they really want.
Show the people. Show the world.
A brand new Happy Rusev Day shirt.
It seems like wherever they go, Rusev has got to be the second most over person in the WWE behind Daniel Bryan. We're in New Jersey. He is over. They were in Boston last weekend on Sunday. He's over. I don't know where they're going to be at next Tuesday. He's going to be over. This is one of the biggest and hardest acts in WWE right now, and I don't know how long it's going to be till Vince McMahon says, well, we got to kill it. Well, they got over as far as we're going to let them get. Let's kill the momentum. Lose to Mike Kanellis in 2 seconds.
No! Rusev Claus has only one list.
Rusev
it's the
Claus.
naughty list. Yeah. And everybody's done it, including you, dear Dave.
And me?
No, you, Dave. Now shut up, because Aiden is going to sing.
That's right. Oh, Rusev Day, oh, Rusev Day. We challenge you to a contest. Oh, Rusev Day, oh, Rusev Day. You will be our next conquest.
Rusev grabs the pancakes a little bit, throws one on the floor, and stomps on it.
Your pancakes! I'll point to your pancakes! I'll point to your pancakes!
What? You done flapped the wrong jack, sucker! You wanna fight? You got it!
Happy Rusev Day!
Rusev Day!
Ho, 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 ho. Yeah! Ho, ho, ho.
How dare you?
I'm so over the New Day. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just done with them. So over them. Let's see here. We had, as soon as my computer stops being stupid, we had the U.S. Championship was to have a celebration tonight with Dolph Ziggler winning it on Sunday, which nobody saw coming, and still don't know why they gave it to him, but he did come out in a suit. When was the last time you saw Dolph Ziggler in a suit? He didn't have a tie on, but he had a suit on. Comes out, no music, and what comes from this, I don't know. Here's Dolph Ziggler.
I told you so. And anyone wondering, why is Dolph in the United States title match? Why? This is why. If you think me being in the United States title match and me walking out as the United States champion was out of nowhere, well, then you haven't been paying attention the last 12 years. For the last 12 years, every single day, I walked into work, accepted every challenge in my way, and some that weren't, getting punched in the mouth, literally and figuratively. Now, some guys might come out here and tell you they're the biggest, or they're the baddest, or they're the most charismatic. Not me. I'm just the best. I am one of the most decorated.
They cut it out of this, and I figured they're going to, but then he holds up the title and says, "This isn't my first one." They flash it back to when he won his first U.S. title at Capital Punishment. Then they went back and showed he was a 5-time Intercontinental Champion. They showed the 5 times he won the IC title. Then he brings up that he was also a World Champion, and he won the World title in a very infamous moment the night after WrestleMania a couple years ago when he beat Alberto Del Rio. They actually mentioned Alberto Del Rio's name, which was kind of surprising after all the history between them. And he was like, then he said what he started saying here.
Superstars in WWE history.
Never won the tag titles, I guess.
And night after night, year after year, I proved it to myself, to you, and to the rest of the world. And year after year, I go unappreciated. You're not worthy. You're not worthy of my presence. None of you are. You don't deserve me.
Then he looks at the U.S. title on his shoulder, pulls it off his shoulder, looks at it when it has it in his arm and looks at it.
You want something? You want something to remember me by?
Holds the title with both hands, looks at it like he doesn't even care. Drops it on the mat. Looks up at the HUD camera. Tosses the mic and walks away. Now, what does this mean? I do not know. From what I've heard about, I believe he was on Edgy Christian's podcast like 2 weeks ago, talking about how he might have to walk away from WWE soon. And the way it looks, that might be what he's doing. That might have been the last time we see Dolph Ziggler in the WWE ever. He might just be done with WWE. Then we get to the back, and Zayn and Owens come into Daniel Bryan's office to thank him for doing the right thing.
A little bit.
Oh, there he is! There he is!
How are you, buddy?
Daniel Bryan, man of the hour.
Yeah.
Man of the hour.
How
Oh
can
my
I help you
goodness.
guys? We're actually here to thank you. I'd
Give me
like,
a gift?
yeah, a little champagne there to thank you for doing the right thing on Sunday and making sure that everything was the way it should be.
Right. Listen, you didn't just do the right thing for us. You also did it for our legions and legions of devoted fans.
Yeah, all the people that know that the Sammy and Kevin show is by far the best part of SmackDown Live. Listen,
Right.
I didn't do it for you guys or your fans. I did it for all of SmackDown, and I don't drink.
Well,
All right,
look,
well,
no,
look,
that's not what we know.
Yeah, we know you didn't
Just
necessarily
do
do
it
it
for
just
that
for
reason.
us.
Yeah.
We know the other reason too.
The other
of course.
reason, of course. Come on. The elephant in the room.
Yeah. Randy Orton. Oh, come on.
Come on, the way
Daniel,
you held a grudge against
of
Randy
course,
Orton.
we didn't forget what he did to you all those years ago. 2013. It wasn't that even that long where he stole your title.
He was the centerpiece of the authority.
Yeah.
The very authority that tried to break your mind,
Yep.
your body,
Yep.
and your soul.
Yep.
And ironically enough, now, that's what Shane McMahon is trying to do to us.
Yep.
And Daniel, just as a friend here, I just want to tell you, you might want to be careful because he will try to do it to you next.
Yep. But you know what? All that matters is that last Sunday you got the last laugh on Randy Orton, and with us still having our jobs here, we got the last laugh on Shane McMahon.
Wow. Yeah. You guys. Completely delusional. If you guys don't wipe those smiles off your faces and stop gloating, I may just have to fire you myself. Now go get ready for your match tonight.
So, yep, that was that because earlier in the night, Daniel Bryan, before Shane McMahon came out, I forgot to mention this, said that it would be Jinder Mahal versus Jinder Mahal, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton. Felt like rinse and repeat from Tribute to the Truth because on the night last night we had Absolution versus Mickey James, Sasha Banks, and Bayley, which was also at Tribute to the Troops. Then we had the Aiden English and Rusev versus the New Day. This match was this was a holiday show match. It really was. You had the New Day dressed in their holiday outfits. You had Rusev and Aiden English in their holiday outfits. No introduction, no singing introduction by Aiden tonight. That was weird. Beginning of the match, you saw Kofi running in and out, like having Rusev chase him in and out, making them look like fools. Rusev and Aiden English brought a bag of presents with them. They did throw a couple of Happy Rusev Day shirts into the crowd. I'm sure Brian Zane's jealous because he wasn't probably there to catch one. Yeah. After a while, the New Day end up getting a hold of those presents. They start throwing them into the crowd. They're not just all Rusev Day shirts. There was a New Day shirt in there. It looked like a Dean Ambrose shirt. All of a sudden, Kofi Kingston pulls out this gray clothing item, and it's a pair of boxers that says Happy Rusev Day on the back. Rusev and Aiden English lay those two out, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston out, and underwear just falls onto the back of Kofi's head. It was kind of funny. During the commercial break, I'm here doing a couple things, waiting for the thing. They did the picture-in-picture, and Rusev, before the commercial break, grabs the underwear and puts it in his Santa suit, trying to hide it. Throws it to Aiden English, and during the commercial break, Aiden English just tosses it backwards to the crowd. Like, that's just somebody just, yeah. That guy is over. Rusev is the most over guy besides Daniel Bryan, in my opinion. This guy should get these guys should win the tag team titles. No Bludgeon Brothers tonight, by the way, which is a change of pace. We don't have to see them every week. Back from break, and we have we want pancakes chant throughout New York, New Jersey. Come on, guys. Like, really? Pancakes? The end of the match pretty much comes Rusev and Aiden English I thought they were going to clear the announce table off to put Xavier Woods through the announce table to get rid of him. But what they do is they take the top of the announce table off. They put the pancake tray that Big E came with onto the announce table, put whipped cream cover it in whipped cream and put a cherry on top. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Is this what we break down to? Is this what the best these guys are good for? Is this? Then we had them going to try and put Xavier Woods through the into the pancakes, smash his face into it. Kofi with the trust fall onto Rusev. Right, Aiden English ends up getting flapjacked into the pancakes. Has whipped cream all over his face. He yells for Rusev, gets thrown back into the ring. the hangman, the tightrope, the elbow drop off the turnbuckle into he tightropes a little bit and hits the elbow drop for the 3 count, and your winners are the New Day. What a crap show that was. Then we go from one tag team match into a 6-man tag team match because there was nothing in between this. We did see in the back the team of AJ Styles, Nakamura, and Randy Orton, but we couldn't hear what they were saying, talking in the back, getting ready for the match against Jinder Mahal, Owens, and Zayn. Sings introduce Jinder Mahal, but leave out your future 2-time WWE champion. So it looks like that is officially no longer the direction that Jinder Mahal is going to be going in. Thank God that is over with. Hopefully this will be the last time you see Jinder Mahal, the modern day failure Raja, in the ring with guys like this. Putting him on a team with Zayn and Owens and putting them against Nakamura, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton does not make him a superstar. This guy is a failure, and hopefully this will be the last time he does anything on that at the top. Let's focus on other guys who are worthy of a WWE Championship match. The failure, Raja and Randy Orton started the match. Everything breaks down right away from the start. Randy Orton with a backdrop to Jinder on the announce table. That's like, I guess, written in his contracts now that he has to hit somebody with the backdrop off the announce table every single match. How is that not a DQ? Match ends when it starts breaking down. Nakamura goes for a Kinshasa on Sami Zayn. The Singh brothers get involved. They pretty much, I think one of them laid Nakamura out in front of the referee. Instead of calling for the DQ, the referee just says, "You two, get out of here." Orton hits an RKO onto Jinder Mahal. Singh brothers try and come back in to do something, get hit with the Hangman DDT both at the same time. Phenomenal forearm by AJ Styles to Kevin Owens. In mid-air, Randy Orton takes his hand and looks like he pushes AJ Styles for a little bit more momentum. Kinshasa by Shinsuke Nakamura to Sami Zayn. And that was your win, and that was the end of SmackDown Live. Nothing really much happened here out of the first few minutes. You had a little bit more tension between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, and Dolph Ziggler might be no longer in WWE after tonight. I don't know. Hopefully we will hear more before next week's Tuesday, but it looks like Dolph Ziggler is probably done. Those are the only things that really matter tonight. Yes, they talked a little bit more about the Royal Rumble for the women's, but again, that is just going to be a total dumpster fire. I don't want to see it. I know a lot of people don't want to see it. Why do we want to put? Why are you gonna subject us to watching 35 to 40 minutes of complete and utter garbage? The women deserve better than what they're going to be in this match. So that was SmackDown Live. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Find me on Twitter at The France. Find me at twitch.tv/TheFrance08 every day. I will be holding a special Fortnite edition of on my Twitch channel on Thursday at 7. I will be back here tomorrow for NXT review, which is going to be good wrestling and how shows should be done in the WWE. And if the rumored XFL happens, I hope we see Triple H take over WWE's Raw and SmackDown and show what he does in NXT a little bit on Raw and SmackDown. But I'm going to get out of here. This show was just garbage tonight, other than the 2 talking points between Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon and what happens with Dolph Ziggler next in the United States Championship. And take it easy.